Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. What's up, Tom? That's football math right there. If if the Bucks beat Philly, Philly beats the Chiefs, then that makes us the best all the way around. That's how it works. Football math. Football math. How's everybody doing? How about that game yesterday? Eesh. Oof. What a beatdown. Man, I tell you. I I really felt going into that game like it was a seminal game for the NFL. I felt like they had to be very careful with all this Kansas City talk about the refs being on their side. And so many people were like, they just were over the NFL and all that. I think if the Kansas City would have won, and especially if they would have won with any help from the refs, that would have really hurt the NFL. But as it turned out, oh man, the Eagles just stomped them. That was an embarrassing performance. What's up, MK? Rampage, what's up? Man, it feels like I haven't seen anybody forever. I haven't been on it like 2 weeks. Little mini vacation, I guess you could say. You knew I'd go live? Yeah. Hey, I've been dying to get on it every day. I've been like, I got to get live stream, and then something always pops up. And then today something popped up too. Dishwasher messed up. I'm down there at 6 o'clock messing with the dishwasher, and finally I'm like, look, I got to go get on stream. Enough of this mess, man. Hang out with my boys. Yeah, everybody was asking who I thought was going to win. My pastor came over Thursday night, and we're sitting there talking, and he was like, who do you think is going to win? I was like, the Eagles should win. On paper, the Eagles should stomp them, but I can't bet against the Chiefs, man. The way things are stacked up in their favor all the time. So I honestly thought the Chiefs were going to win. I thought the Eagles were the better team, but I thought the Chiefs were going to win. I wanted to get on Thursday, Friday, or even Saturday. I was trying to get on so that we could talk about it, the Super Bowl, who we thought was going to win, but never got a chance. Never was able to get it done. Man, I look horrible. This lighting is bad. Anyhow, Eagles dog walked them. I know, right? Whew. You switch to YouTube. What's up, B-Mod? Oh, thanks, Raw. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I like it. I got so much Buccaneers gear. I do. I think I counted 18 jerseys. I've got a whole closet full. I actually have a separate closet just for Buccaneers stuff. Been collecting this stuff since the 90s. Yeesh. I actually had to calm down past few years. I was like, all right, I got to stop buying stuff. Yeah. The Chiefs have a better coaching staff. I didn't expect the coaching staff to put up such a poor performance. They just haven't figured out yet what to do when you take out Patrick Mahomes. When you pressure him, it's like the whole team just goes, we don't know what to do. Because it was pretty much the same game plan we did. Trying to adjust my lighting here. I thought I had it good the other day. I played around with it, but when I turned this on, I had for some reason, this filter was on. Yeah, I'll show you this one. That's when I turned on my webcam, this is what, I was like, what is going on here? I think it's pretty cool. It highlights the red. Could do that. Anyhow. Uh, the betting yardage for Eagles players was more by far than the Chiefs. Was it? I tell you, I was very surprised at the crowd. When the Chiefs came out, they booed them. And then when the Eagles came out, the crowd, I was like, man, normally, it's a pretty neutral stadium. But man, there was a lot of Eagles fans there. And then how about Taylor Swift getting booed? She deserves it. I mean, if you're gonna run around and have in your concerts, where they scream "F the patriarchy," and then you're gonna go and watch a bunch of dudes play sports, don't expect them to give you a warm welcome. It's just how it is. If you're gonna be like "F dudes," we're gonna be like "F you" when we get the chance. Did the Chiefs think the game was today? Yeah, it seems that way. They did not. I mean, Kelsey was like just what I mean. The whole team wasn't. Nobody did anything. It was a beatdown. It was a beatdown. Honestly, it was kind of a boring game. What y'all think about that halftime? I had no idea. I've heard of Kendrick Lamar. I don't stay up with the modern hip hop, whatever. I've heard of him, and I know he has a beef with Drake, something like that. I don't know. But man, I was watching. I was like, I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know. Is there a point they're trying to get across? You know, with the dancers, I didn't understand that at all either. It's all very confusing. I felt very old. I'm out of touch. But it appears nobody really likes the halftime show. Yeah, the two Super Bowl losses that the Kansas City Chiefs had were both blowouts, man. We laid the blueprint, right? Will the league have the Chiefs figured out? Well, I'll tell you what, Mahomes does not play like Mahomes this year. I don't know what's going on, but you see that with dynamic quarterbacks. They get slower. It's just what happens when you get older. And it looks to me like he's lost a step speed wise and, all of his funky throwing and stuff. So I don't know if it's that the league has figured him out or if it's just that Father Time has caught up with him and the Chiefs rely on it too much. Same thing happened with Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger was kind of the same way with as Mahomes was, where a lot of their success comes from broken down plays and just kind of ad-libbing it. And Roethlisberger, when he got older, he was just absolutely garbage at it. I don't think people are going to be scared of the Chiefs going forward, though. This year, they did not play well. I mean, their defense played okay, but, they won a lot of games that they shouldn't have. They got very lucky this year. Oh, the Myles Garrett trade. Yeah, man. I don't, he's asking for a trade, but just from what I've been looking into, I don't know if he's going to get one. I mean, if it's really going to be up to Cleveland how they package the deal and stuff, because he's still got a lot of money on his contract, and I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to get him, but he's going to be expensive. Looks like I've got a bump right there. It's very strange. You see this stuff on camera that you don't see in the mirror. You're like, what is that? I'm going to sit back a little bit. I need to put some cover makeup on. Very weird. The deal commercials was funny. Yeah, halftime show has sucked for years. I'll be honest with you, I've never really enjoyed halftime shows that much. There's only been a couple that I've enjoyed. Hey, Heather. Long time no see. Preacher's got to work overtime with Ralph. What are you saying, man? Come on, Tom. Brady's definitely the Mahoma. Brady, I mean, yeah. Brady has lost, what did he lose? Three Super Bowls? Mahomes has lost two. Yeah, it was nice. I had to break down. It was a rough Super Bowl to pick who I wanted to win. And the Eagles edged the Chiefs out because, one, I didn't want the Chiefs to get the three-peat, and two, NFC team. I always root for the NFC teams, unless it's somebody from our division. just adds a little bit more to it. NFC, whatever. But yeah, so I put a gun to my head. I had to pick the Eagles, so I was happy to see. But I don't. Last year I was like really hating on the Chiefs. This year, not so much. And I've gotten back to the whole. I kind of like Patrick Mahomes, man. As a person. So I kind of felt a little bad for him. Not too bad, but no, I have not ordered the draft magazine yet. Haven't done anything towards the draft. Yes, we're going to be doing a lot of draft coverage stuff, man. I'm fixing to dive into it. I took some time off, man. Took some time off. The Seal commercial. I don't remember that one. I try to keep up with the new music, man. The hip hop. Who's all but I tell you, man, even on the hip hop, it's like the women are dominating, you know? Like R&B, hip hop, pop, everything. It's all women. Yeah, we're gonna try to do the game in Buffalo. Okay. The Bucks Super Bowl interrupted the Pats dynasty in the 2000s. Yeah, I forgot about that. And the Bucks interrupted the Chiefs dynasty in the 20s. Yeah, so we're dynasty killers, or at least the dynasty interrupters. Yeah, it'll be a while before the GOAT talk can be brought back up, Raw, I think. I didn't realize you disliked Patrick Mahomes so much, Heather. It's understandable. He is funny. Jameis Winston. I saw that question he asked. I think it was Jones. He asked. He was like, now that we got you, everybody's got all these. The real question is, what's your favorite color? He's such a goofy dude, man. You gotta love Jameis Winston. Oh, you just can't stand the Chiefs all the way around. It's not Patrick in particular. What was the Seal commercial, Rampage? Are you talking about the singer Seal, or was it Seals like or Seals? Man, I hope Levante doesn't retire. I really do. God, we need help at middle linebacker, and I'd like him to stay for at least one more year. You know, keep us. I mean, he probably had his worst year as a Buccaneer, but he got pretty good towards the second half. Kind of after the bye week, he was kind of back to his old self. But I think he had the responsibility of calling plays, and for a few weeks there, I think it was kind of rough on him. It's kind of rough on the whole team. Uh, but yeah, it's the first year he ever called plays. Rampage only listens to music from before 2000s. I've got friends like that from high school who they only listen to music from high school. I went through a nostalgia kick a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago where I just started listening to music from like the 70s. I was like, wow, I forgot how much I really liked music from the 70s. Boston, Chicago, Journey, the Bee Gees, Sly and the Family Stone. The Cheating Pats. It's weird. I mean, could you imagine being a Patriots fan? Say you just became a Patriots fan in like 2000. It wasn't until like 20 years before you even experienced a losing season. So many Pats fans now just don't know what to do. They've never experienced any of this stuff. That's got to be crazy, crazy wild, man. Hey, Molly. Oh my gosh. If it's in December, okay, that's going to be cold up there. I hope it's in like September. If we're going to go to Buffalo, I want it to be relatively warm. He does have very strange mannerisms, Heather. Patrick Mahomes, very strange. And what's this thing? He does this like right before they go into the huddle. He does this, and I've noticed like younger quarterbacks are doing that too. I don't know if it's a tribute to him or whatever, but what is this? Why does he do that? But yeah, he's always yeah. Rocket Man. Oh yeah, okay. You got me. Slim Snake. What's up? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I was just talking about all the shirts and Buccaneers gear I've got. I actually have a full closet. And when I say full, I mean it's packed. Just, just, I'm always buying Bucks gear, and I don't think I bought any this year. I'm not sure. I had to kind of lay off. I had too much Buck stuff. I can't believe I just said that. Oh, Heather lived in Kansas City. Because the colors look like mustard and ketchup. Yes, that's how I felt about the Redskins, man. You just like it's the condiment team. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. When you live in a city or a state that has a team and you're not a fan of it, it gets very annoying very quick. His chattering hand puppet, is that what is that what it is? Is he talking to himself? He's got a little hand puppet going on. Gee, Mr. Mahomes, that was a very good throw. Oh, you're so awesome. That's funny. Mahomes feigns injuries, begs for fouls, has a huge head. His tongue is always out. He walks like a ferret. Oh, that's funny. Rampage just got a list. Is that off the top of your head, or do you like keep a list of of all the weird things about Patrick Mahomes? Yes, Grizzard as the new offensive coordinator. We can get back to some Super Bowl talk, but Grizzard, our passing game coordinator, which nobody knew anything about, and now all of a sudden he's our offensive coordinator. It's funny. I've been reading up on like everybody's, articles and stuff, and everybody's like, nobody has any idea what this dude's gonna do. It's just like with Liam, nobody had any idea. Nobody had any idea what type of offense we were gonna get. And I think we got the same thing going on with Grizzard. I watched his first press conference, and one thing I did like about him, you could tell he was very nervous. He's not used to being in front of the microphone at the podium. But he did say toughness and accountability. Those are the two things he's going to really focus on with this team. And he couldn't have said two better adjectives than what I want to hear. Those are two things that I'm really big about in football: toughness and accountability. Bruce Arians said that too when Bruce Arians came in. Those were his, except I think his was accountability and then toughness. So if you can push those two things, I don't care about anything else. Now, Liam Cohn did say in a press conference a long time ago that Josh Grizzard, he goes by Grizz, we're going to call him the Grizz, was in charge of third downs. That's just wild to me. I had no idea that there was a guy who was in charge of third downs. Now, Grizzard was the passing game coordinator. I don't really even know what that is. We have so many coaches now in the NFL that I have no idea what they do. It's kind of like I just found out this year that the quality control coach is basically the guy that tries to steal signals from the opposing team. I had no idea. That's what I thought the quality control coach was. Guy was that, he just made sure everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. I don't know what a passing game coordinator does. And he was in charge of third downs, apparently. Thad Lewis, our quarterback coach, was in charge of red zone plays. And Brian McClendon, our wide receiver coach, was in charge of our 2-minute drill plays. So then I'm asking, what in the world was Liam Cohen doing? What was he in charge of? Just like plays that weren't important? He was not in charge of third down plays, red zone plays, or 2-minute plays. I don't know. But what do we think about Josh Grizzard? I don't know. Have not a clue. The only thing I can say is that I did, like he said, accountability and toughness are his two things he's going to focus on with this team. Oh, it was a Mountain Dew commercial with Seal and the say. I must have missed that. I was highly distracted. I was running my mouth. I was drinking. I had the kids running around. We were all out in the garage. So I sound congested. I'm not. I know the chattering hand puppet. I'm gonna start using that when I describe Patrick Mahomes, his hand puppet. Tom only likes a hardcore rap. I don't think they call it rap anymore. See, Tom, you're showing your age there. It's hip hop. It might be something else now. I don't know. The queefs. Eating buffalo chicken wings in Buffalo. Yeah, definitely got to do that. Craig, there we are. See, we were just talking about you, man. We're coming up to Buffalo. If MK wants it to be during the winter, December, cold month, not me. I want it to be in September. Oh, you can't reply. Okay, let's all talk mess about Craig because he can't say anything back. Yeah, well, yeah. We're mid until Bowles gets fired, right? Yeah, doesn't matter who our offense coordinator is, huh? You know, I was really impressed with Liam last year. But, I got to thinking how, Mike Evans can make and has made any quarterback look good. Mike Evans made Johnny Manziel look like a NFL quarterback. You take Mike Evans away, Johnny Manziel was crap. So Mike Evans can make any quarterback look good. And I'm starting to think that maybe Baker Mayfield can make any offensive coordinator look good. Interesting thing. Baker Mayfield fumbled that ball in the Redskins game. Now, I said, of course, he took credit for it, but then the center came out and said that he snapped it late and all that good stuff. And I said, to this day, I still don't know whose fault it was, right? But afterwards, there was a bunch of articles written all over the place about how this is, that Baker Mayfield had the most fumbles in the league, right? 13 fumbles. Does everybody remember that? There was articles all over the place. It just didn't sit right with me. I was like, I've watched a lot of Baker Mayfield, and I don't remember him fumbling a whole lot, especially 13 times. So I went back and I looked at all the fumbles that were listed as fumbles. And you'd actually be surprised. I'm actually going to make a video. Baker Mayfield, they have him at NFL.com and Pro Football Reference and all these stat places. They have him with, generally they all have about 13 fumbles. But he only lost 2. And that includes the Washington Redskins game. So he only lost 1 fumble all year long. Now, some of the fumbles they had listed with him, it was crazy. It was insane. I was going through and I was like, what? They're considering that a fumble? One time against the Giants in the second quarter, 8-14 in the second quarter. Or no, 8-14 in the second quarter. Mayfield was going out of bounds and he stuck his hand out, you know, how they'll do that to get the first down. And like the defender like hit the ball and he was out of bounds when he hit the ball and the ball fell and they considered that a fumble. I was like, he didn't even really pay much attention to the fact that the ball got knocked out because they were both out of bounds. It was very strange. And then in the 49ers game, he was credited with 3 fumbles. One was an aborted snap, which wasn't aborted. It was a snap, and it was kind of low, and he like dropped it, and then he picked it back up. That was considered a fumble. And then another time, he had 2 fumbles on one play. It was basically the same thing. It was a snap. It like fell out of his hands. He picked it up. He turned around. He threw it to the running back who was like behind him. So it was like a backwards pass. And then the running back dropped it and then picked it up and ran and then got tackled. And that was considered 2 fumbles by Mayfield. I was like, man, they are weirding out with these fumbles. So anyhow, I'm going to do a whole video to just prove that Baker Mayfield did not fumble the ball, like hardly at all last year. But yet, as soon as he fumbles the ball in the playoffs, all these articles were written about how he had, you know, he fumbled the ball the most of anybody in the league, 13 times. Weird. All right, what do y'all say? Rampage Reddit had Pete Carroll and Todd Bowles. I love Pete Carroll. He's a little too nice for me, though. Although it's going to be interesting to see what he does at the Raiders. What are they saying over there about the Raiders, Rampage? I know you follow him. About Pete Carroll. Are they excited about him? He just doesn't seem like a Raiders coach. I don't know. Oh, I was talking? Yeah, I was. I was running my mouth all night last night. Watch the Bucks Chief game instead. Craig's a terrible driver. Oh man, see, there we go. We're gonna talk mess about Craig because he can't respond back. That's right. Tom drove with Craig. He said they almost ran into some handicapped people on a bus or something. Does New York have legal weed? I didn't know that. Yeah, Stephen, I went through and I looked at all of our fumbles on the season, which is very strange because they have Baker Mayfield with 13 fumbles. But if you look it up on the NFL Plus All 22 and you do a search for it, they only have like 5. It only lists like 5 fumbles. But then I did a search for all of our fumbles and it was 13, which included the running backs and everybody. And we didn't fumble it a whole lot. The running backs were the worst, but we did not fumble it that much. We didn't lose it that much for sure. So that's what that fumble in the wild card was just so out of character for us, man. Yeah, stats are very misleading. It's one of the reasons why I get angry when people bring up stats. I'm like, man, it's like pressures. You know, I keep my own stats, and pressures are very subjective because I don't count a pressure when a team is running a screen and they let the defensive line through because the offensive line is running out to set up a screen. I don't count that as a pressure, but the NFL does. You know, I'm just like, that's not a pressure. They're letting the guys go through. You know, it's nothing that those guys did. Oh, the Raiders don't even have their quarterback ready. They don't have a quarterback. They man, Pete Carroll's gonna have to do some work over there, ain't he? He gave Brady a Super Bowl. Yeah, he did. It's the worst play call in Super Bowl history. Might be the worst play. We say that, but that was a really, really good play by that cornerback. What was his name? Can't remember. That was a really good play. The Patriots guy. That was a good play on his part. Because honestly, it was a great call, and that is usually not a great call. It's almost a guaranteed, 1 or 2 yards, when you do a quick slant like that. And it's usually really hard to intercept those balls. But oh, yeah, man, Dino, I bet. That's what I was saying. I was like, man, as good as Shaquan Barkley played this year, what in the world were the Giants doing all those years they had him? I mean, we all knew he was good, and he had some good games and stuff. But man, they should have got him a good offensive line. He would have dominated in New York for a long time. Yeah, we definitely need more turnovers on defense. For real. Good interceptions. I'd like to see more interceptions. We just don't get interceptions, man. Our guys don't even try for them. It's going to be interesting to see what Pete Carroll does with the Raiders. If he builds it like he did Seattle. Malcolm Butler. Yeah, that's who it was. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, everybody knew Lynch was going to get the ball. Everybody did. It was like a no-brainer. Worst call in Super Bowl history. What's up, Lawrence? Yeah, Lawrence, they didn't blitz one time. I don't think. I don't remember seeing any. I mean, they were just dominating up the front four. Must be nice, right? I mean, we did it when we played them. We had Sue, Vita, Shaq Barrett, and JPP. Everybody's talking about getting Myles Garrett and us not having an edge rusher and all that good stuff. I'm telling you, I don't think it's a personnel problem. I think it's just he did it with Shaq. Bowles did it with Shaq, where every year he increased how much he dropped him back. And he, started rotating him out a lot more. If you look at his snap counts, every year they got fewer and fewer. We could get Myles Garrett, and Todd Bowles going to have him dropping back in coverage 20 times a game. And everybody's going to be pulling their hair out. We're going to need somebody at inside linebacker, Steven. I hope Savassier can make that step. And I hope he's not, one of those guys that's made of glass, gets hurt every year and all that good stuff. Yeah, we got to get pressure with our front, which I thought they did good this year. Not ultra fantastic, but our secondary, man, we just every time they pressure our the quarterback, he would just throw it, and a lot of times they just throw it up in the air, and the opposing receiver would come down with it. There was always somebody open, so it didn't matter how much pressure we got. There was always somebody open. Oh, Carroll's got a book. What's the name of that book, Rampage? I guess I could probably look it up. I didn't think they blitzed at all, Heather. Yeah, I don't think they blitzed one time. I think it was just an off year raw with AWJ. It was an off year for our whole secondary. Whitehead didn't play well. Edwards didn't play well. And Jamel Dean, I'm just over him, man. Just done with him. I don't care how good he is or what he can do while he's on the field. He just never stays on the field. And then he plays off 10 yards every down. Yeah, it's just so annoying. I'm done with it. But yeah, I'm not worried about AWs. So something happened last year. I don't know what it was. Our communication was really bad, and I think it had something to do with Levante David calling plays. The first time he's ever done it in 12 years or whatever. Uh, and our secondary was just the back end was just horrible. They were just bad, and it was bad tackling. People were out of position. Looked like to me, like I said, I've complained about it. We were too busy worried about getting a spot, so we were about actually doing our job. So I think it was off. It was just an off year. Yeah, the coverage on the back end was just every down, man. Every down. There's always somebody open. Yeah, yeah. If Miles Garrett gets 4 picks, leads the team in interception, that would, that would be. We'd all be like, "Well, it's a good idea to drop him back in coverage, right?" Rashad, what's up, brother? Mm. Oh yeah, Cooper DeJean. How about that? Yeah, I remember y'all talking about him. And then he goes and gets a pick six. That was pretty cool. Great season. You happy with it? It was tough to get beat by the Commanders. Could have been any other team. I wouldn't have minded if we got beat by Detroit. I don't know. I probably would have minded it if we got beat by the Eagles. Can't stand them either. But the Redskins, man, that hurt. I think it was both Rampage. I think it was the schemes and the personnel. It just seemed that things just weren't clicking back there for some reason. Something happened. Something that we'll never be privy to, I would imagine. Um, One thing I did like about Josh Grizzard is he talked about how they changed, because they were originally going to be a 11 personnel offense. And then with all the injuries and stuff, they had to go to 12 quite a bit. We saw that, we were talking about it quite a bit. But, he talked about how their offense, they adjusted their offense a lot depending on the personnel that they had. They changed their plays depending on how the guys they had available played. Like he talked about Payne Durham, how they adjusted things because of the way he played. And I was like, that's cool. I wish our defense would do that, change the scheme based on what people could do. So, yeah, see, it works. Maybe Bowles will get that through his head. Cooper DeJean wasn't he? We talked about drafting him. He wasn't a. Yeah, he was a rookie. Yeah, congrats to him. Yeah, we did. We talked about drafting him, and I was like, no, I want Storm Duck. Look at that. We could have had Cooper DeJean, huh? He played basketball too. I didn't. Is he that tall? He's only 6 foot. Liam's going to go straight to the double. I hope so. I hope so, Rashad. Just. I think I dislike him more than I do Dave Canales. But Dave went to a division rival, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. And Liam really was shady in what he did, just disrespectful. So, both of them can have losing seasons for the next few years as far as I'm concerned. Now, my prediction is that Dave Canales is going to get canned like about December this year. So we'll see. We'll see. Liam Cohen, he's gonna get a couple years. Although that Jaguars owner, man, he's got to be sick and tired of the people he's picking, because he's really stinking up the joint, man. He's giving the NFL a bad name. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Rashad. Cooper wouldn't have gotten any reps. Except when this, he would have got reps when Jamel Dean went out, which is quite often. Yeah. That's right, Tom. They went from the worst defense, right, to the top defense, and it was just because of the cornerbacks. Man, should we focus on cornerbacks? We got to do something about our inside linebacker core, though. Especially if Levante retires, which I don't. Who knows if he will or not? But man, we can't leave that as a gap. And I just don't know about the cornerbacks. The secondary is it scheme? Is it? I think it's just really the way Todd has them playing, man. These guys might be great if they go somewhere else. I mean, Carlton Davis was doing good at Detroit till he got hurt. Steven, you think we should go with cornerbacks? Yeah, we're going to do a lot of draft talking here coming up. Jackson Powers Johnson, did we pay attention to how he did this year? Safety too? Bam. We just need everybody back there, right? Yeah, you missed it. You missed it, B Cole. How you doing, brother? We touched on it a little bit. I think he's just going to be so expensive, you know, in quite a few different ways, towards the cap, draft picks, because, the Browns are going to ask a lot for him. And I don't know if they're going to let him go. Don't know if they're going to let him go. But, even if he did come here, I just don't think, what I've seen, the way Todd Bowles has been doing stuff, but he might revert back. First year he was here, he didn't do the crazy stuff he's doing now with dropping so many people back in coverage and being all wacky and stuff. But, if we got Myles Garrett, he'd probably drop Myles Garrett back in coverage 5 times a game. And we'd all be sitting there going, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Or he'd have him, just setting the edge. Okay, don't rush this time. Or have him rotating out during third downs. He used to do that with Shaq Barrett. He used to piss me off. I'm like, why are you rotating Shaq Barrett out on a third down? Our best pass rusher. Bring Anthony Nelson in. You just can't. Todd Bowles just likes to be. Uh, what's the word? Chaotic. You can't figure him out. You don't know what he's going to do. So he does all this weird stuff. Who was the middle linebacker that Philly added? Yeah, Levante had his worst year last year. But it's better than most linebackers. Levante's worst year is better than most linebackers. And he got it together towards the end of the year. I think he just had a lot of stuff thrown on his plate, you know. What punter or kicker can we trade up for? It's a kicker year. Hey, MH, what's up, man? Yeah, went through a ton of receivers. Yes, we did. I think we got a good core, though. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with Godwin. We got to try and keep him, though, right? Yeah, we Miles Garrett, we pay him $30 million a year to cover the flat. He wouldn't, though. I guarantee you, Todd Bowles would have him cover in the middle of the field. Drop back in the middle of the field. I don't have a problem if you're going to have a defensive end drop back, and he's just let him cover the flats, you know. Generally where the running backs hang out. Don't drop your defensive end and cover the middle of the field, though. That's yeah. Yeah, Tom, I wouldn't be upset about it. I mean, I would not be upset if we got Myles Garrett. Not at all. Not at all. He's a good player. Only problem is, he did try to like kill somebody on the field, took their helmet off and hit them in the head with it. But you kind of want that with your defensive guys. You know, you want them to be mean and angry. The salary cap is not real. Neither is space. And the earth is flat. No, you're right. You're right, B-Call. No, I know what you're saying. I mean, if you want the guy, you can get the guy. Especially we got Mike Greenberg. He could do all that math juggling. Rampage wants to let Godwin go. Oh man, see, I can't do it, man. I'm way too much like emotionally attached to these guys. I mean, y'all saw me. I about cried when Godwin got hurt. Uh, yeah, I like McMillan, but he's not Godwin yet. Trade Dean a first round pick for Myles Garrett. I would do that in a heartbeat, but I think they're going to ask for more. It's going to have to be multiple number one draft picks or first round draft picks. Yeah, they wouldn't take that deal either. But, it is Cleveland, so they're a bunch of dummies over there. Here's what we do. We trade for Justin Tucker, right? Baltimore. And then we trade Justin Tucker to Cleveland because they're over there collecting sexual assault massage therapist players. Did y'all hear about that? Justin Tucker, like all kinds of massage therapists come. What is it with these players and massage therapists? How true it is, who knows? But it does go to my point that I was arguing about Rick Stroud. Rick Stroud put out that article at the end of the season in 2020 or 2021. Yeah, it's 2021. Right before Antonio Brown went crazy and took off his shirt and everything. He put out that article about Antonio Brown lying about his vax status and all that good stuff. And I said, I blame Rick Stroud for that because he could have held that until the end of the season. And he did it knowing it was going to be a disruptor, and it cost us our chance at the Super Bowl. It definitely hurt. Let's put it that way. This is a perfect example. Baltimore media did not release their expose on Justin Tucker until after Baltimore was finished with their season. And then they released this whole thing. They've been researching it for weeks and probably months and all this good stuff. They knew. They do it. Sports journalists do it. With journalists in general, they do it. They make hit pieces. They know when they're going to release it, who it's going to hurt. That's why I'm so angry at Rick Stroud. He could have waited. Could have just waited a few more weeks, man. Nope. Man, we need everything, huh? Zach Bond, yeah, yeah. He's the one that took Devin White's job. Devin White, man. Oof. What's he even doing now? Yeah, they're going to want at least two first. At least. Nobody wants to coach at the Saints. I know, man. They had to dig at the bottom. Who'd they end up getting? Their one of their in-house guys, right? Who was it they got? I saw it and I was like, oh man, nobody wants to coach at the New Orleans. I had written it down, but I can't find it. I didn't get a chance to organize my notes because I had to mess around with the dishwasher. Give it out for the season opener. What are we talking about there? I must I get so far behind in chat that a lot of times I have to go, what were we talking about? Tom is emotionally attached to no one. That includes in his personal life too. It's like I care about no one. He's like Spock. He has no emotions. Except for Mike Evans. Everybody loves Mike Evans. You think God see, that's what I'm saying. I think Godwin's one of those guys that he'll stay with the Buccaneers, even if they kind of don't give him the best offer, you know. I don't think he just seems like he's not going to chase the money. It's one of those things I can't stand. Everybody says, "Oh, it's business," and all that. I'm like, no, it's not. Kate, hey, we were just talking about Myles Garrett. Now, Khalil Mack, I wouldn't mind signing him too. Khalil Mack still got it. You think Garrett becomes a Falcon? Oh, MH, hush your mouth. Don't even bring that into the universe. We don't want to have to fight him 2 times a year. You think Penix is going to be nice in the long run? I did too. Oh man, Nick Fangio. Yeah, probably, probably. No, Devin White does not get a ring this year, does he? He ended up getting booted. And where'd he sign? Oh, the Texans. Yeah, he signed with the Texans. We trade Baker back to Cleveland for 3 number 1 draft picks. Baker starts visiting massage parlors. Cleveland gets fed up. Cuts Baker, and he comes back to Tampa. This all happens during the offseason, too. So we don't ever really lose him. Uh, Kate's saying the same thing. She's like, don't put that in the universe, man. Here's your offer to the Browns. Whatever picks plus Kyle Trask and Rashad White. That's interesting. Extend Baker Mayfield, rework his contract. Gotti, what's up, man? Yeah, Khalil Mack, he's not the best in the world. He's not, I wouldn't say he's elite anymore, but he's definitely better than average. He's like right before elite. He's pre-elite. He'd be so he'd be our sack leader. Yeah. You don't want to extend Baker, Rampage? Come on, man. We got to keep Baker around forever. Baker's going to retire as a Buccaneer. He's going to be gray-haired. He's going to look like me. He's going to be out there slinging it at 50 years old. Yeah, trade him in the offseason. Get him back before training camp. That'd be hilarious. If we don't re-sign Kyle Trask, we riot. That's what they always say. The backup quarterback's always a fan favorite. Man, Rampage, you still holding out? Todd's going to get fired? It's like every year we're like, this has got to be his last year, right? Yeah, I'd rather have Hendrickson than Mack, too. Yeah. I don't think Baker turned it over that much, right? I mean, he had 40 touchdowns, 40 some touchdowns, and like 13 interceptions. And I told y'all I went back and I looked through all of his interceptions. Most of them were his fault. Uh, Most of them was him trying to squeeze it into Mike Evans, actually. Or a lot of them were that. I wouldn't say most of them, but. All right, let me see. What was his? But yeah, I mean, he had 40 touchdowns. Come on. 40 plus touchdowns. Yeah, 41 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. That's not bad. I mean, he had 28 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in 2023. But then again, when you look at Lamar Jackson, he had what, 40 some touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. How about that? How about Josh Allen getting the MVP over Lamar Jackson? Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I was actually kind of shocked. Um, I mean, just stat wise, Lamar Jackson killed him. I don't know, man. And then all the people that voted on it, you know, the AP reporters and stuff, press people, they had their votes released by the Associated Press, and the Associated Press didn't tell them that they were going to release their votes. It was like, man, and everybody was kind of upset about it too. They're like, Josh Allen should not have gotten MVP. But, you know, I don't care because it's AFC and none of the Buccaneers were up for it. So, although I think it was Ira Kaufman, he voted for Baker Mayfield in fifth. Let me see. Nate Davis had Baker Mayfield in fifth place. That was his fifth vote. Because what you do is you get 5 votes for MVP. You got your first place vote, second place vote, to third place, and all that. And they rank them. So Nate Davis had Baker Mayfield, and Greg Allman had Baker Mayfield in their fifth place votes. Greg Allman voted for Lamar Jackson. So it was Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, and Baker Mayfield. Some people had Jaden Daniels and Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes. But mainly it was Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Those were the first two. Lamar Jackson had 27. No, Josh Allen had 27 first place votes, and Jackson had 23. He got 26 second place votes. Man, I just don't know how you pick Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. Who? Let's see. Ira Kaufman. He picked Josh Allen first, Lamar Jackson second, Saquon Barkley third, Patrick Mahomes fourth, of course, because he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and Joe Burrow fifth. I'm surprised he didn't have Patrick Mahomes first. I think we got lucky to get Baker too. They're both choke artists. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, good grief. How does that happen every year? They go to the playoffs every year. They lose in the playoffs every year. Yeah, Baker got 2 votes. Nate, you're right. Who was it I said? Nate Davis and Greg Allman. But you go, Greg. I like Greg Allman. Saquon should have won it. I would say that, except for Lamar Jackson had a really good season. I mean, like I said, he had 40 touchdowns. He had more than 40. He had like 43 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Come on. 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Okay. Still, that's great, man. Had a 119 quarterback rating. Yeesh. How many rushing touchdowns did he have? Probably not that many. He didn't rush a lot this year, did he? I don't know. But yeah, Saquon had a great, great season, man. I was very surprised that he didn't really pop one off in the Super Bowl. Baker is Buccaneers MVP. Signed Baker to an 8-year contract. Backloaded. Do we have? I think we're doing pretty good in cap space, right? Although we got a lot of guys we got to sign this year. Ain't none of them going to be deal breakers, though. If anybody, I would say Saquon. If we're not talking Lamar Jackson, but I don't think that Jaden Daniels should have won it. Although a couple of people had him in their votes. Andy Reid is a good coach, and he makes it fun. He did that when he was at Philadelphia too. The guys just seemed like they had fun, with all these weird plays and stuff. Reed should have cut Kelsey after he got in his face last Super Bowl. Yeah, that was crazy. Who got Rookie of the Year? Yeah, Kelsey is definitely washed. I'll know this as soon as I see it. Yeah. Jaden Daniels. Okay. Oh wait, he got Rookie of the Year and Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh. Okay. Jared Verse was awarded the Defensive Rookie of the Year. How do the Rams do that? Okay. Jay Daniels was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Was he also the overall? Yeah. Do they have a place where I could just go look at awards? List of NFL Honor Award winners from the 2024 season. Here we go. Maybe this will do it. AP Most Valuable Player, Josh Allen. AP Coach of the Year, Kevin O'Connell. AP Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow. Yeah. AP Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley. Okay. Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse. So they don't have just like an overall Rookie of the Year. They got offense and defense. The Next Gen Stats Moment of the Year was Jaden Daniels' game-winning Hail Mary throw versus the Bears. That was a good one. Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year was Eric Armstead, Jaguars defensive lineman. In the Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees class of 2025, Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. Wow. He got in under the senior listing. They only had 4 guys in? Did they scale it back again? That's weird because I know all those guys. I watched all those guys play, their whole career. I saw them come into the NFL and leave. Getting old. Antonio Gates. I still consider him a newbie. FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year, Josh Allen and Jamar Chase. Salute the Service Award, George Kittle. Assistant Coach of the Year went to Ben Johnson. NFL Fan of the Year went to Megan Stefanski of the Lions. Yeah. Let me see. Let's see. There's a video here. I want to see. What? Why did she win Fan of the Year? She's not even in makeup or nothing. What'd she do to deserve Fan of the Year? She didn't even dress up. She had a jacket on. All right, there we go. That covers it. Reed got out coach last night. What's up, Christopher? Yes, he did. He did. He looked. I think he might have dementia or something. Because like almost every time they showed him on the sideline, he looked like he didn't know where he was at. He was just like, I remember when the Rams played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and Sean McVay just had that deer in the headlights look like all game. He was just like, this was not it with Randy Reed. It was not deer in the headlights look. It was mouth open. I don't know where I'm at. Look, he was just like, Brock Bowers should have won it. Rookie of the year was Tyquan Smith for the Bucks. Yeah, I'll go with that. Brock Bowers. It's just a cool name. Yeah, he just killed it at the Raiders. I picked him up in both my fantasy football leagues, and he was probably my best, most consistent player all year long. O'Connell sucks. Tom likes O'Connell. Rampage can't stand him. I think that man of the year, Christopher, I think it's all political. Yeah, Evans should win it. He's a good dude, man. He's done a lot for the community. He's a Buccaneers through and through. Hey, Joe. Same here, man. It has been great. Every year gets better and better. We're going to do drafting starting here soon. We're going to do our drafting picks and strategies and all that good stuff. Talk about who we want and complain because we don't get them. I think last year we didn't get a single person we thought we were going to get. I think some people had said we'll probably end up with Barton, right? But we had the opportunity to get somebody, and we didn't. Okay, well. Craig driving out to Costco, driving back home. Do you get the big package of toilet paper and stuff? Do you bulk shop? Where'd you go out there for the hot dog? Hot dog and drink, $1.50. Should compare that face to his face in the 2020 game. Yeah, no, I was very concerned about him. Okay, he looked like somebody that didn't know where he was at. His face was just very blank. If you've ever seen anybody with dementia where they just like really can't make facial features or use their face to express their emotions. Yeah, yeah. Giant toilet paper and paper towels. Yeah, those. We go to Sam's Club, man. They're great for stuff like that. Meat's pretty good there too. Do you ever get the hot dog and drink though? Sam's Club got great pizza, man. You go there. It's not as cheap as Costco's hot dogs are, but it's pretty cheap. For like, gosh, I mean, we could go there and everybody eat. The kids and Molly and me for like $10. You think it was just the shock of getting beat up on national TV or international TV? Think what we got the numbers in on that game. How many people viewed it? Dee-doo-doo. No numbers in yet, apparently. Last year was 123 million. 123.7 million. I don't see numbers in for the game yet. I'm seeing Nielsen ratings. Let me see. Up up here, ba-dee-ba-doo. Goodness. Yep. They're not in yet. Which means they're probably not that great if they're not saying anything. Yeah, you get them hot dogs. What are they? Dollar 50? Hot dog and a drink? Yeah, Frazier. It was Frazier, right? Didn't we have a chance to get Frazier and we ended up with Barton? There is only one goat. It's Tom Brady. Bah. Really? Got major coverage in the local news down there? The big game, huh? The Eagles and the Chiefs? It is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to compare. I'm gonna write that down right now. Compare Andy Reid's face and wow, and that's funny. You didn't watch the game? Did you watch the highlights? I'm not sure. The only Super Bowl I think I've ever missed was the Seattle Patriots Super Bowl, and I didn't really miss it. I kept falling asleep because I was in the hospital. That was when my oldest daughter was born. So me and Molly were like exhausted, and I kept falling asleep during it. Oh, he had the mask on. Oh, yeah, we're not going to be able to see his reaction. Kellen Moore, is that who they? He was with the team, right? I saw. They got somebody, and I was like, man, Darren. I yeah. It was Kellen Moore, right? Okay, so he was the offensive coordinator with the Eagles. Okay, it's all coming back to me. He hasn't officially signed, but he should this week, right? They've like come to an agreement. For some reason, I thought they got in house, but I guess that's not too bad of a prospect. Hmm. Bauer's not better than Kokeef. Tom's drinking that wacky juice again. That's what I thought, Tom. Yeah, yeah. Because I think we all wanted Frazier, and we ended up getting Bart, and we were like, "Yeah, we'll take it." But yeah, Taylor Swift got booed. I mean, well, one, it was a bunch of Philadelphia fans there. But like I said, if in her concert, she's always talking about, F the patriarchy. She's all of her songs are basically dudes suck. When you're going to go to a football game watching a bunch of dudes and there's a bunch of dudes in the stands, they go boo you, man. What do you expect? I think everybody's tired of it. Yeah. Maybe they wanted Kellen Moore and they were just holding out for him. I don't know, man. We'll probably go, nah, I don't want to do it once he gets there. I thought the pregame show, I started watching it like 2 hours before the game. I started watching it on the NFL Network, and then I switched over to Fox about an hour before, and they had a whole bunch of musicians and stuff. It was pretty cool. I thought it was all right. They did a lot of New Orleans style music, a lot of jazz stuff. And they did really good, I thought, with the theme of it being New Orleans. What made you madder than drafting Kyle Trask? Why did you get mad about that? Travis Kelsey was dressed like an extra in Boogie Nights. I didn't see him come in. I'm gonna have to look at that. That was a crazy movie there. Just see if I can find a picture. The Travis Kelsey Super Bowl outfit in an orange disco suit from Amiri's Fall 2025 collection. Oh, I see it. He sure does. An orange, an orange disco. He sure does look just like somebody from Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Does he have is Taylor Swift dressing him? Oh, that's hilarious. It's actually very funny. I want to see a full body. I keep getting just the hot. There it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Y'all got to see this. Huh, there we go. Up. Look at that. Look at them shoes. Look at them. Look at them. It's like bell bottom dress slacks. That jacket. It's like a zoot suit. That jacket goes all the way down to his knees. It's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Taylor Taylor Swift is dressing him. Fellas, don't ever let your woman dress you. Uh, I think I covered everything. I think I've covered everything I was going to talk about. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Saints' new offensive coordinator. Wait, is he? Yeah, okay. Saints, Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. This was yesterday at 5 p.m. Saints planning to finalize deal to hire Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore as soon as Monday. It wasn't done today, though, was it? That's it. He was dressed just like an extra in Boogie Nights. Great movie, but I don't know, man. That outfit is it kind of a little cool. You wanted a backup tackle instead of trash. Turns out we played the Rams in the playoffs, and Tristan Wirfs was out. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Oh, the post game interview shirt. Let me check that out. Oh, is that the red one that was shiny? Post game interview. Let me see. Yeah, it's the same shirt he was wearing with the zoot suit. Very shiny. Do y'all think that him and um, Taylor Swift will stay together? I had a shirt just like that, except it was green and yellow. You can ask Molly. I've actually had quite a few shirts kind of like that. I I like to be loud with my gear. Oh yeah, Tom. Yeah, see, Molly's confirming it. Olympic figure skater outfit. Do you remember that guy? What was his name? Elvis Stroika. He was the American figure skater back in, I think it was like 2000 Olympics or something. Boy, was he a fancy dresser. That's what that reminds me of. Yeah, when Ryan Jensen got hurt, and it was, gosh, who was it? It was Logan Hall that fell into Ryan Jensen, but he got thrown into Ryan Jensen by, who was it that was playing left guard that year? And then he went down too. So we had our center and our left guard were out. I can't remember. Stinney? Yeah, Stinney. Aaron Stinney. So it was Aaron Stinney that threw Logan Hall into Ryan Jensen's knee. Yeah, that was very ah yeah, that was tough, man. That was the last we saw of Ryan Jensen. I mean, he came in and played during the playoffs that year with us, right? Are they a real couple, Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift, or is it fake? Here is his outfit post-game interview. Yeah, pretty sure that's the same shirt that was underneath the zoot suit jacket. All right, guys, I got to get off here. Let's get ready for our draft talk. Y'all get stuff. Start sending me stuff. Rampage, you sent me some stuff. Tom, you sent me some stuff. Everybody, send me stuff. Let's get this draft stuff figured out, man. Figure out who we're not gonna pick. let's get our wish list together so we can be disappointed. Breedis going to resign? I hadn't heard anything about that. I hope not. Actually, I don't really care. He's like the weakest link in the chain. I mean, ambivalent about him either way. Triple. Travis with the triple Lutz. Joe, you're figure skating. Miles Garrett for first round pick. It's gonna take more than first round, man. It's gonna take a lot of money and a lot of picks. I'd do it though. I'd do it. My issue would be that Todd Bowles would have him dropping back in coverage 10 times a game, and we'd all get angry. All right, I got to get out of here. I'm starving. I should have salmon down there, but don't know. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out. And like I said, if you got any draft stuff that you want to send me, shoot me an email, put it on the forum, leave a comment, whatever. Just get it to me. And we're going to start doing our draft coverage stuff soon. So be there, be square. Until next time, go Bucks.